Hi guys, welcome back to the tropics of Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, I say tropics because you won't see any other tropical fruit garden such as this one other than up and coming YouTubers here in Melbourne that have been inspired by Fruitopia, and well done to all of you that have come along for the journey. So, and we need more of you, by the way, on YouTube, not in text on the keyboard. A lot of you are typing, and I appreciate your comments, but we want to see your garden on YouTube. Okay? No video equals no. No, nothing actually. So we want to see your garden on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to do a quick one here for one of the viewers who's asked me repeatedly to showcase the Jujube collection I have here in the backyard. And here you are. Here's your wish come true. Starting with a Chico, which is my oldest Jujube. I planted this around 10 years ago, I would say. Approximately 10 years ago, guys. 2014. So the tree's around 10 to 11 years old. And it's absolutely loaded with fruitlets. And neighbor has just started his... I don't know what he started. It sounds like a blower or a saw. Yeah, so this tree here is very advanced now. And by the way, it's so advanced that I have to cut. Okay, one of the problems I have with this tree now is fruit fly. Believe it or not, fruit fly has not only arrived in Melbourne, which I've already mentioned, but it's arrived this year with gusto. Gusto means with a vengeance, right? It means business. So now it's after everything you can get, including Jujube. Can you believe it? The Jujube now is prone to fruit fly. So I got a quick question for you guys. Should I wait until every flower is pollinated, or get that fruit fly exclusion netting on here now before it's too late? Right, so you can see the fruit. This is the largest fruit. Hang on, it's this big. It's not very big. The Chico is a small variety, so they're only like smaller than my fingernail. Yeah, there's a bigger one up there. So I'm not sure if this is as late as I should go before netting. Oh, there's an even bigger one up there. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Should I get the net on there now, or wait a bit longer until every single flower is pollinated? That can take another month, and by then it could be too late. So as I was saying, for the netting to fit, I need to cut that branch there. See how it's sticking out? Look at it. All that arm has to go clip, and I have to possibly cut the tip here, and definitely this one up here, this branch here, right? That has to go. This one here, this has to go. It's a real pity. See what pests do? Instead of just pulling this down and eating them directly in my mouth, like in paradise, the paradise that everyone is imagining, right? I can't do that because of the fruit fly hell. Yeah, so all these guys that are hanging have to be clipped in order for the net not to catch. We don't want it to catch because these are very prickly. They got thorns, small thorns, and we don't want that because then the net won't come off. And I'm gonna prune back this mulberry that's leaning on the Jujube. Right, see that? It's leaning on it. It's leaning on it. So more work, guys. So that's the The Chico. Wow, I still have the label, but it's all worn out. Nothing left of the label, guys. I believe Perry's in South Australia is where it's from, because if I'm not mistaken, the tag is still here somewhere. Ouch, just got pricked. Yeah, there's pricks on this. Yeah, and I have to cut these branches off here. They're going into the jumbulan. Ouch! They're leaning on the jumbulan, so I have to cut this as well, right? In other words, I have to remove 1/10 of the tree. 1/10 of the tree to fit the fruit fly exclusion netting on here. Okay, looks like the label is long gone. There was a label there, a tag. So that's Jujube number 1. That's massive. I never had fruit fly. Never had fruit fly till 2022. Thanks a lot, fruit fly. And now I have to also put the get fruit fly. This might be too late. Fruit fly exclusion netting for the persimmon. I've only had fruit fly in some of them. It didn't get the whole tree a couple of years ago, like random attacks. There were fruit fly. What a pain. What a pain. Okay, the second tree, I'm going in order of age, is the Lee. The Lee's the second oldest and also the second biggest. That's around 2.5 meters. And only 1 meter wide. It's very narrow and tall. It's been very slow to take off. The first year it shot up like a rocket, year 1, right? The second year it did nothing, and the third year it did barely anything at all. So this is year 4, and it did a little bit. So I don't know what's going on with the Lee. I mean, it's very healthy. Don't get me wrong, very, very healthy. Very perky, everything's fine, but not much growth. Not much growth. I haven't watered it much. I have to admit, I've backed off on the watering. I would have thought that after the first 2 years, it would be self-sufficient. We've had a lot of rain, guys. I thought the rain, all that rain, unseasonal, unusual, out of place, rain would have been adequate. Anyway, that's Lee, Jujube. Okay. And the fruit is there. All right. It's about the size of little olives. They get much bigger. Okay, there you are. They get much bigger than that. So that's Jujube number 2. Jujube number 3 is right next to it here. This is Shangshi Lee. I need a stake to keep it upright. Right, that's exactly 1.8 meters in height. So I just have it leaning over because I've got a short stick in there. Let's straighten up when it's time, or I can assist it. This one was full of flowers all summer, but it seems to have dropped almost all of them. I don't think we're going to get any fruit from the Shangshi Lee. It's decided to drop all its flowers. And that's fine. I'm good with that. We might get something here. Yeah. Maybe. I'm not in any hurry. Remember, there's only 2 people here. We can't eat. There's like 1,000 jujubes on the Chico. We can't eat all those. So this is more like a collector's group of trees for collecting, not for scavenging on. So I don't mind if the birds take most, right? But what I do mind is the fruit fly. Fruit fly means you don't get one, not even one. All right, guys, the last tree is that one there. The last jujube is that one. And that's called Sherwood. And that was planted the same day as the Shangshi Li. And as you can see, the Shangshi Li is twice as big. They were the same size when I planted them. But the Sherwood, I don't know what happened to the Sherwood. It's maybe because of sun, okay? This one here gets full sun all day, full sun. And the Sherwood doesn't. That could be it, right? And now with the sandpaper fig, once that gets fully covered with leaves, well, sorry, Mr. Sherwood, you're not going to have much sunlight. But I want him to get up to, at least 2.5 meters before the sandpaper fig does its thing. And by then it'll get sun up here. Yeah, everything is crowded. By the way, I had a comment today. One guy from the Philippines said, your trees are too close. Too close. Yeah, they are. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's obvious they're too close. But guys, the reason I'm doing this is for multiple reasons. Multiple reasons. One, I don't have enough room, obviously, to plant as many as I would like. Two, I saw a rotten persimmon here before. One of those. Two, there it is. Cold protection. They protect each other, man, from the cold. If you're in the Philippines, you don't know what I'm talking about. The word cold doesn't exist over there, right? Well, here it does. We have 6 months of cold. 6 months, not 6 days. Not 6 days or 6 weeks, 6 months. So I'm trying everything I possibly can to keep the trees warm from cold temperature, cold wind, frost, and so on. That's why they're close together. And the third reason is, well, they communicate with each other, right? Yeah. The root system of trees communicate with each other when they're close. Just in case you didn't know that. In other words, if one tree is missing a nutrient, the other tree next to it will pass it over. They're sharing nutrients. So if there's any nutrients missing, it's like having sugar and salt in your house and you give some to your neighbor. Something like that, right? So they're the reasons the trees are planted close together. There's a downside, of course. The downside is they're touching. The downside is I can't get in there. The downside is it looks messy. Okay, fine. I'm prepared to live with those downsides. So I hope that answers your question. Not question. Fulfills your request. You had a request. The request was, can you show your jujubes how they're doing? Well, Shangshi Li, Sherwood, that seems like it's got some flowers on it. I don't see any fruit though. Doesn't look like we're gonna get any fruit. That's fine. They're young, right? Sherwood. Yeah, this is a bit of a sook, by the way, this Sherwood. The leaves are like this. They're not perky like the other 3 jujubes that are like that, the leaves. So I don't know, again, I don't know if it's the sun. See, right now it's in the shade. It's going to get sun in about 5 minutes because the sun is coming over the Subel white sapodi. And then it's going to get 3 to 4 hours of sun over there until it gets to the pine tree. The pine tree is sunset. My neighbor's pine tree. So He hasn't had any sun all day, and it's what time is it? It's 1:30 in the afternoon and he hasn't had any sun yet. He's been in the shade all day. Whereas the other jujubes have been in the sun all day. So that could be the reason why he's sooking. See the sooking, sulking leaves? Yeah. Not the best position. It's not the worst either. Not the worst either, guys. Could be a lot worse. A lot worse. So you don't need to remind me. I'm not stupid. Alright guys, that's the Jujube update. There's the Chico. So I've got the fruit fly exclusion netting from Dailies. Cost a fortune. I think it was like $60. But it's a huge net. It'll cover the whole tree. Right? There it is from the back, from behind, between the mulberry and the jambulan. So it's crammed in between those two trees. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go now and do some work. Actually, I've already started doing some work, and I remembered to do the video for, I think his nickname is Fast. Yeah. We've got jabuticaba there ready to eat, and I'm gonna go back here and start hacking the bananas for mulch. Yeah, every 2 weeks I go to town on these bananas. Even in summer when it's hot. See all the pups? I've got to remove all those pups. Every 2 weeks there's like at least a dozen pups or 20 pups that have to be removed. Look at this. This is the blue Java. I just cleared of pups, and all the way down there, guys, all the other bananas too. Okay, now I'm moving into the next video. The next video is going to be about this. See you then. Bye guys. A lot of work.